Okay, this is the teaching abstract for the Georgia teaching. It starts off with a woman saying, when starting a unit of teaching, you want to think of your themes. You'll want to make sure that you have a plan. When starting out with Unit 1, it's crucial to engage prior understanding and what will be learned in your lesson. You'll be wanting to teach things to your students and not simply give them a vocab list to memorize, but to be able to make personal connections with these terms. Connecting terms will help a student with their enduring understanding. This high school social studies classroom is where the teacher is using conceptual teaching skills. Maybe avoid the traditional vocab lists, but connect the students so that they can understand the terms and give personal examples. Let's take a look at this high school social studies classroom. So, who here wants to go to college? And students raise their hand. Okay, why do we want to go to college? A good job or education for our future. So there are scholarships that we can look into. What are some of those scholarships? One of the students. For Georgia, there's the Hope Scholarship, and we need to have a good GPA and a good goal for what our future is going to be looking like. Okay, so why would the government want you to go to college? Why is it that you need a good GPA? So that we just represent the government well and our state well, and so that the government's not wasting money. Okay, so what is the government's idea? The idea is if you want to go to college, it'll help with your future. And that's your belief. The government now needs to make this decision upon that belief, and they have an economic decision for helping people go to college. Okay, who here has ever volunteered with a kind of organization? And what kind of organization? Yes. I've helped out with Beta Club before, which really helps younger kids. We do learning games and help out other students with their schoolwork. Okay, so what's behind that? What's the goal behind that? Well, I just really like to help these kids out. Yeah. So an example of your belief is that these kids need help, and your decision is to take time out of your busy schedule and give it away to something greater. Have any of you ever changed your mind on something or have been influenced by someone else? Yeah, I decided to not get a shirt, but then I ended up getting a shirt at a different store that was cheaper. Okay, so you are influenced by someone to not do something. This happens in the government as well. There was someone who gives advice from previous experience, and that really helps out with the government. And that's how the government runs. We try to run the government on our own. And has anyone ever had to change something? Yeah, I had to change my schedule because I didn't enjoy the teacher that was in the classroom, and I ended up getting it changed, and my mom had to sign a paper saying that it was okay by her, and that's what I should be doing. Okay, so your mom got involved. Why do you think that was necessary for your mom to get involved? Well, because she's an adult, and they would really listen to her. Okay, so your decision was to change your schedule, right? And your belief was that you couldn't learn as much staying in that classroom. And when we have the belief that there was a decision, we have this on a personal level. But if you look in your books, you'll see 5 things that we talk about. And that is called enduring understanding. And what you'll want to write down about the beliefs and decisions in society, I'll write on the board. And depending on our action, is dependent upon our belief in the situation. So they go hand in hand. back to the woman. Here, the teacher is explaining upon conceptual learning. They are connecting common themes and familiar things to something that they've already learned.